He's right there. So, Peter, what was your goal for this film?
I don't ever have a really specific goal. I just kind of follow my instincts. I didn't want to make something that felt so political that people felt they were having spinach rammed down their throat. I wanted people to be affected by a piece of entertainment. I wanted them to be involved and scared and thrilled and emotional. And I felt that if I could accomplish all that and maybe get them thinking about the politics of the region a little bit, that would be a successful experience.
Okay. What attracted you to the script?
It was an idea that I had about 5 years ago when I read Louis Freeh's book. Do you know who Louis Freeh was?
I don't.
Louis Freeh was the director of the FBI when 9/11 happened, and he wrote a book called My FBI. And he wrote about an attack that happened in 1997, a real attack in Saudi Arabia at a Western housing compound, a place called the Khobar Towers. And 19 Americans were killed, and hundreds of Americans and Arabs were hurt. And he was the head of the FBI when this happened, and he sent a team of FBI agents to Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia is a really different country than our country. It's where Osama bin Laden comes from. It's where 15 of the 19 hijackers 9/11 came from. It's a very religious country, and it's got a very violent, religious, extreme population. Not the great majority of it, but there is that component. So for the Americans to go to this foreign country and try and work with police together to investigate a crime was really intense and very hard, and I thought that would be a really interesting way to get into a movie.
Which one of you is Ronald Fleury? Damon Schmidt, State Department. I'm here to make sure that you get out of here, okay? This your team right here?
Yep, all three of them.
Hey, everybody. You're gonna need these. Electrolytes, good to see you. Some electrolytes for you. Take that. You don't want to drop in this heat. Do you have any idea how much trouble you're in? My boss hates you. He's furious. You get back home, you're done. If you make it back home. Now, here comes the prince. You hold on to his hand and you make sure you don't let go of it till he does, okay? Let's get, we gotta dial down the boobies. We need to cover these situations. No verbal response. All right, everybody, here we go. Your Excellency, Special Agent Fleury of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and his colleagues.
Okay. So you've worked with your cast as a fellow actor. You acted in Alias, Collateral, and my personal favorite, The Great White Hype.
There you go, okay.
Did this have any influence in casting at all?
A little bit. These were all people with Jason Bateman, who I'd worked with in Smokin' Aces, Jamie, who I've known forever, Jenna I've known forever. When you go in to make a movie, it's very intense, and it's rough, and it's good to have people that you know, and that you have some ability to communicate with, and you know that if I say the wrong thing to Jen, she's not going to go crazy. It's not going to be 3 days of me apologizing. I'm going to be like, you know what, I'm sorry, deal with it. And she'll deal with it. And that means a lot, that you trust people. And it's kind of like, going to work with old friends and you feel secure and safe with that. So I always like to kind of revisit people that I feel comfortable with.
So how has Michael Mann's influence felt throughout this film?
Michael's just, always been a very inspirational force for me. He's the first person I pitched the movie to. He is someone that I can call at any time of the day or night and ask him to come down and look at a scene if I'm having trouble cutting something, or, I'm not sure about music, or, he's always there with a really strong opinion. Sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I don't, but to have someone as talented a filmmaker is that kind of in your corner helping you is I feel very fortunate to have that.